So, and the weather's nice. This was it. So for me, this was it. Now, here's the moral of the story. I don't care how much you read, how much information you get, how many videos you watch. You don't know what it is for you. Everybody's different. You may have the idea that you want to come out and have a little patch and get back to nature and do all natural and this and that. But after 3 months of that, you might say, oh, the hell with this crap, And so you don't know in a different country what it is that's going to feel right to you. You may have an idea, and that's where you go to begin with. But you really need to come and explore and see what feels right. And if something feels right, go back again and again and again to make sure it's the same on this day as it was on that day. The only thing that was a surprise to me was I had no idea how much they partied here. We just went through almost a 3-month, every single night, 4 p.m. hits, party starts. Fireworks on most of the nights, music, dancing, food, different themes on different nights, like a chase the cooey thing where they put the cooey down. It's like the grease pig contest kind of thing. It was pretty entertaining, actually. I could sit up on my patio and listen to music sometimes. So I didn't know about that, although the real estate guy tried to tell me it, but it got lost in translation until it began happening. Then I knew exactly what he was talking about. It's a great town, but maybe it's not a great town for everybody. So maybe people don't want to have a small town. Maybe you want the big city. They want to step out, hit the fine dining restaurant and that kind of thing. They do exist in Cuenca. It's just hard to find the good ones. I spent probably the first 3 months going to restaurants almost every day, locating where the good ones were, because I hate to be disappointed. So, what is the right place for you? Hell if I know. Hell if you know. So, keep that in mind when you come here. Unless in my case, I had to do something. But if you come here, have yourself there's plenty of bed and breakfasts that you can stay at, furnished, that are not very expensive. You won't spend really any more than rent. Have one of those for 2 or 3 months and explore. Then once you're sure of what you want, then go ahead and make that move. Okay, so you made your decision. You're going to come to Cuenca, Ecuador, and you're going to do some exploring and find out the ultimate place that you think you want to settle down, make roots. What are the things to consider? First of all, you want to figure out the reason you're coming. Well, I'm sure you know it, but be honest with yourself, the reason you're coming. Some people come here because they're, like, we call them economic refugees. Maybe they're getting Social Security, they're retired, they're not getting anything else, and they're struggling where they are in the United States. Now, first thing I want to tell you is there's plenty of places in the United States where you can live really cheap. So you don't have to leave the country for that. So look into that if that's part of your consideration. But that aside, if you're coming because you're an economic refugee, you can do that. But you need to set your expectations. You will not live like you live in the United States if you're coming with that kind of limited income. The basic income in this country to survive is $670 a month. So if you're coming here with $700, $800 a month, whatever it is, that budget, you can add a 10 or 20% increase simply for the gringo factor. You don't know the best places to do things, best way to get good prices, and it can take a long time for that. So let's say a minimum here to survive is maybe $800. Yeah, you can do that. Are you going to go and hit Burger King twice a week? Absolutely not. Are you going to be riding taxis? No, you're going to be taking the bus or you're going to be walking. So you need to set your expectations to what the reality is. You can do that, but you need to understand that. You also need to understand the prices, the cost of things. Now, I did a little bit of a video previously on that, but the third one in this series, or the third subject in this series, is going to be a trip to Super Maxi, looking at prices, and you can compare those to the market. The atmosphere that you're looking for, as I mentioned, are you looking for the big city, lots of people, a lot of socializing, joining gringo clubs, doing volunteer work, that kind of thing? That's one option. You could be like me, you want your solitude, and if you choose to be with people, you can always go out and be with people. You want to consider that. Do you like a big city? Do you like a lot of traffic and beeping horns? And understand there is pollution here. These buses are nasty. And when I go to Cuenca and I'm breathing, my lungs burn a little bit. It's not a manufacturing, it's a traffic pollution. Do you like the big city? Or do you like I do, the small town? Or do you prefer something rural? You just really want to get away from it all and get out and grow your own food, and you don't want to see people but once a year. One thing you really need to understand, some people think, well, I'm not a social person. But then when they're in a situation where they're isolated, they go crazy. It's amazing how many people don't know about themselves, whether they're a social person or not. It's really important to know that when you're going to make that kind of choice, because it's different here than the United States. Everything has its differences. So what you think you can relate to isn't necessarily the case. Also, consider the language. There's a certain amount of isolation, unless you're fluent in Spanish, there's a certain amount of isolation that happens automatically. You can be in a crowd of people and be completely, totally isolated. Do not make that mistake of you're not going to learn the language. I will do a video probably later or early this coming week on learning the language, different methods, options that you have. But if you think you're going to come here and blow it off, you can, but you ultimately will not be happy. You need to learn the language. You need to get at least somewhat conversational. The beauty is, typical conversations that occur in the United States, here, anywhere, amount to about 400 basic vocabulary words. All you need to do is learn how to learn those words and string them together, and you can carry on a conversation. It may not be on nuclear physics, but you can get by. But you absolutely, absolutely need to learn the language. And consider this. In the United States, we don't have an issue with immigrants. We're a nation of immigrants. We love immigrants. We are immigrants. But we've always had a problem with people that come there and put no effort into assimilating into the culture, being part of the culture. It gets frustrating running into people that just don't care enough about your country and your culture to take any effort to learn your English language. It's the same thing here. They understand when you get here that you're not going to know. That's fine, and they're very nice and cooperative and understanding. But if you're seeing people day after day, week after week, month after month, and they're not seeing any kind of effort or progress, they're going to lose respect in you. It's going to be an issue for them, just like it would be in the United States. Look, you came here, you want to make it your country, at least for the foreseeable future, but you don't think enough of us, you don't respect us enough to even make an effort to learn the language. So please take that to heart. It's important. you know, I'm still struggling with it. Recently I have found something based on someone's advice that I never would have expected, and I'm finding it pretty effective. And I will tell you about that in another video. So, good day, happy hunting.